Hello, welcome back to another video in the October 2015 online Christmas card class. I was looking for something because I wanted to make sure that I showed you on this video. And what I wanted to show you is actually on page 24, and it says Softly Falling Textured Embossing Folder. I don't know about you, but you can't really see what that looks like. So I'm going to show you because this has got to be my favorite embossing folder. And let me show you why. Let's see if I can get... Let's see, can you see it now? All right, so what you're looking at is, it's like snow, so softly falling. Up at the top, there's hardly any little dots. Then it starts getting more spaced out, and then as it hits the ground, there are a lot of dots. So softly falling little snowflakes. This folder I have used for more than just snow. Let me show you. All right, so this is the card that you're going to be, well, first of all, you know that we're using Reason for the Season, and I wanted to talk to you about this stamp because on one of the other videos, I showed you how when we stamped the whole thing in Cherry Cobbler, we had Cherry Cobbler leaves. So we're gonna do a little switch up on that, but I wanna show you. This is the card that we're doing, and I actually stamped this using the Memento Black. But I thought, you know what? For the video, we're going to use the Mossy Meadow Green. So we're going to show you how to do that. The pieces that you get for the kit are, of course, the card base. You're going to get a decorative label. You're going to get a piece of Designer Series paper. You're going to get a piece of the green Mossy Meadow that's like about that size. You're going to get a white decorative label punch. You're going to get a layer of white and the layer of Cherry Cobbler. And I think I mentioned the base. Oh, and you know you get all your envelopes with all these cards, right? Okay, so I don't even have to tell you about that. All right, so back to this folder. I decided I wanted to use it. Now let me just show you the difference. For my card, my dots are more spaced out. For the video, my dots are really close. And all I did was put the paper down lower for this one. And then for my sample, I had put it up to the top. So do you see how versatile this folder can be? Put this on your list. You need this video. You need this folder before it's no longer available. Okay, and so why is this card here? Because I was just playing. I was going to make this be one of your cards, and then I decided, no, we're just going to go with what I've already done. But I loved this stamp set. I love the softly falling folder, so you can see it a little bit better there. See how it's smaller dots at the bottom, less dots at the top. And then I put on some of the gold sequins. So it was just a fun card, and I wanted to show it to you. Okay, so on our piece of Whisper White, we're going to go ahead and start our stamping. Now, I'm going to stamp the whole thing using the Mossy Meadow. Now, I did this again. I did it on another video. My bottom of my stamp is down here where my red tape is. Okay, so that's going to be my bottom. And then I'm going to take, and I've inked this up in Cherry Cobbler. And let's see how I do this time with my lining up. It's still not lining up. I think it's operator error. I'm going to go back this way. There we go. I got to work on that because I'm not being a very good teacher for you, am I? All right, so I'm hovering over it, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp. All right, so I'm going to pick up my stamp while I'm here and look for, there's that arrow. So the arrow matches up. So it's the operator. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. In other words, my arrow is here on this stamp, and my arrow is here on this stamp. So if you line them up, it does work. I don't know why I'm not explaining it very well, but I promise you it does work. All right, so then we're going to lift this off. And what we've done is that we have colored our flower, and you really can't tell. I mean, you can see a little bit of the green, but because of the green leaves, I like it. So the only thing that you might want to do is come back with our little, I didn't do this, I don't think, on my sample, our little yellow dots. And I'm going to go ahead and just color that right there, just to give it a little bit of color. Okay. All right, so now let's put our card together. I'm going to go ahead and stick my Designer Series paper at the bottom. And I just noticed, and I think I mentioned this on another video, sometimes, now this is really too big, but sometimes my paper isn't exactly, that's a little bit crooked, isn't exactly the length because I'm human and I cut all your paper by hand. I'm just going to trim that off. All right, so then what I use the green for is, instead of a ribbon, because I couldn't find a ribbon that really matched everything, so I thought I'm just going to use cardstock and make it look like ribbon. Whenever we're using the embossing folders, what do we like to use? We like to use our liquid glue. It gets down in all those little polka dotted grooves. So I'm just going to line this up here. Yay, it's perfectly cut. All right, so then we're going to do our stamping, and I stamped Peace on Earth. Just going to stamp that right there. I wonder something. Because there's so much white on there, I'm going to try. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to stamp some leaves. Ooh, I like it. I didn't even think about that till I was doing the video. And how about there? Okay, I like that. What do you think? All right, now for this piece, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut it in half. And then I just match them up so that they're the same. You're just going to cut off those little nibs, those little points right there. Okay, so we have this, and then we're going to take this, turn it over, and we're going to put some snail, and then we're going to make it look like it's matted. We don't want too much showing. Okay, can you see that? All right, let's do the top. I just love this effect because then it doesn't look just white. It gives it some personality. And speaking of personality, we want some dimensionals. And whether you have nails or not, if you'll dig them in, it releases that backing a little bit better. All right, I'm going to go ahead and attach this to my cherry cobbler. Layer. And then we'll attach this to our Whisper White base. I really did have fun with this stamp set this month, trying to use up all the stamps in there. All right, so then we're going to put this right there. All right, I hope you enjoyed this series, and we'll see you next month. Okay, I've decided to redeem myself with explaining more and showing more about the arrows. So I've put my stamps back on the sheet. See how they're back on the sheet? And I'm going to take a block. I've got my red tape right here so that I know that this is the bottom and this is where my arrow is. So I'm going to peel off. And I'm putting it at an angle, but it's right there on the bottom. You know, some people have even taken like a Sharpie and tried to mark that. I don't know what a Sharpie would do to your stamp, but if that would help you, you might want to try that. Then I'm going to take this block And I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so move this over, and I'm going to ink up. And so there's my tape. I'm just going to stamp straight down, lift straight up, and then I'm going to ink this up. Pull this down towards me, and I'm just hovering over it so that I make sure that all of my petals are in, all of my red petals are inside the green petals, and then I'm just going to stamp. Ta-da! Okay, did I redeem myself? Okay, I hope I explained it better. You know, sometimes it's hard when you're doing a video to explain it, but hopefully I redeemed myself, and you'll love this stamp set as much as I do.